Hello everyone, myself lecturer Ms. Aditya Anil Kushare, Master of Arms in Quality Assurance Techniques. Today we are going to discuss about the topic sterility testing from pharmaceutics 2. So the topics to be covered from our today's session are as follows: particulate matter monitoring, that is faulty seal packaging, introduction, sterilization, process of removing microorganisms. Sterility testing means it is done for detecting either viable form of microorganisms are present or not in or on pharmacopoeial preparations. Then the products which are necessary to be sterilized are injections, implants, syringes, bandages, dressings, needles, surgical instruments, ophthalmic product, etc. The test must be carried out in an aseptic area to avoid the accidental contaminations. Then principle for this is, if microorganisms are placed in a medium which provide the nutritive materials and water and kept at a favorable temperature, the organisms will grow and their growth can be indicated by the turbidity in the originally clear medium. The sterility test provide optimum conditions for the growth and the multiplication of the every organism's vegetative spore, healthy or injured, that might be contaminant. Sterility in the microbiological sense means freedom from living organisms, and therefore it is not possible to claim that a batch of products is sterile unless the entire content of each and every container in the batch has been tested. Then next, these conditions are not possible because the article or the preparation, unless under the test, is either destroyed, that is example an injectable solution, or make unstable, that is a syringe. Therefore only a part of the batch can be sampled. Objectives for validation of sterilization process: to check the presence of microorganisms in preparation which are sterile, to prevent the issue of contaminated product in a market. Steps of sterility testing are selection of sample size, selection of quantity of the product to be used, method of testing, and observation and interpretation of results. Culture media must initiate and maintain the vigorous growth of the small numbers of aerobic and anaerobic bacteria, including spores. It must have sufficient moisture, adequate pH range, adequate nutrients, suitable redox potential. Classification of media: for detection of aerobes, peptone broth, glucose peptone broth; for detection of anaerobes, cooked meat medium, semi-fluid meat medium, and liver broth. For detection of aerobes and anaerobes: fluid thioglycolate media, thioglycolate broth media, corn steep liquor, sodium thioglycolate medium, semi-fluid hydrosulfide medium. For detection of aerobic and lower fungi: soybean casein digest medium, saborols fluid medium. Control tests: there are two types of tests: negative test and positive test in that fertility test. Test methods: method A, membrane filtration; method B is direct inoculation. Method A, membrane filtration. They are of the three types of the fluid used in this method. Fluid A: dissolve 1 gram of peptic digest of animal tissue such as bacteriological peptone or its equivalent in water to make 1 liter. Filter or centrifuge to clarify. Then next, adjust the pH to 7.1 to plus 0.2. Dispense into flasks in 100 ml quantities and sterilize at 121 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. Then fluid B, as per IP, that is Indian Pharmacopoeia, or fluid D as per United States Pharmacopoeia USP. If the test sample contains the lecithin or the oil, use fluid A to each liter of the which has been added 1 ml of the polysorbate 80. Adjust the pH 7.1 to plus 0.2 and dispense into flask and sterilize it at 121 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. Fluid K, that is according to USP, United States Pharmacopoeia, dissolve 5 gram of peptic digest of animal tissue, 3 gram of beef extract and 10 gram of polysorbate 80 in water to make 1 liter. Adjust the pH to obtain after sterilization a pH of 6.9 plus 0.2. Dispense into containers and sterilize via the appropriate process. Then method in that this method needs an exceptional skill and special knowledge. It also calls for the routine use of the positive and negative controls. A suitable positive control is the occasional use of a known solution containing a fixed number of microorganisms. The specific quantity of the test specimen is taken and is made to pass through a membrane with the fixed pore diameter. That membrane is then collected and washed using diluting fluids and then incubated in several culture media for growth of organisms. Advantages of method A: wide applications for mostly all kind of products. A very large volume can be tested. Smaller volume of broth required. Applicable to substances to which no effective inactivators are known. Subculturing is eliminated. Disadvantages of method A: possibility of absorption of the sufficient medicament to vitiate the taste cannot be discontinued entirely. High skilled staff and exceptionally good aseptic techniques are necessary, and also it required higher cost. This method is used for an oil and ointment that can be put into the solution, a non-bacteriostatic solid and not readily soluble in the culture medium, a soluble powder or a liquid that possesses the inherent bacteriostatic or fungistatic properties. For liquid products where the volume in a containers are 100 ml or more, only method A is employed. Method B, that is direct inoculation method. Here the sample is directly transferred aseptically into the media tubes to access presence of any viable organisms. This method is applicable only for powders which are soluble in water, solutions which are miscible in water, substances like gauze, cotton. Then here the great care should be taken in order to avoid the accidental contamination. Then some general methods for the parenteral preparations: number of items in the batch and minimum number of items to be tested for each medium, that is unless otherwise justified. Not more than 100 containers. In that case 10% or 4 containers, whichever is the greater, that should be tested. More than 100 but not more than 500 containers. In that case 10 containers should be tested. More than 500 containers. In that case 2% or 20 containers, whichever is the less, that should be tested. For large volume parenteral, that is LVP, in that case the 2% or the 10 containers, whichever is the less, that should be tested. Ophthalmic and other non-injectable preparations, the number of items in the batch and minimum number of items to be tested for each medium unless otherwise tested. Not more than 200 containers. For that 5% or 2 containers, whichever is the greater, that should be tested, and more than 200 containers. For that 10 containers should be tested. Sterility assurance: the achievement of the sterility within any one item in a population of items submitted to a sterilization process cannot be guaranteed. That is, it is 100% sterile. There is always finite statistical probability that a microorganism may survive the sterilizing process. The probability of the survival is determined by the number, types and the resistance of the microorganism present and by the environment in which the organism exists during the treatment. The SAL sterility assurance level for a given process is expressed as the probability of a non-sterile item in that population. Not more than one viable microorganism in 1 into 10 raised to 6 sterilized items of the final product. Interpretation of result of that sterility testing is: after the inoculation and during the incubation period, if the growth is observed, then that passes the is not observed, then it passes the test of sterility. Preparation is sterile. If the growth is observed, then the containers are reserved and retested and is performed as in the original test. Again, if the growth is not observed, then it passes the test, and if the growth is observed, then the microorganisms are isolated and that are identified. If they are not readily distinguishable from those growing in the containers reserved in the first test, preparation fails the test. If they are readily distinguishable from those growing in the containers reserved in the first test, second retest is performed using twice the number or the samples. And if the growth is not observed, then preparation passes the test. If the growth is observed, then the preparation fails the test. Pyrogen test: this test is performed for the check the presence or absence of the pyrogen in the parenteral preparation. This test involves the measurement of the rise in the body temperature of the rabbits following intravenous injection. In the marginal ear vein of a sterile solution of the parenteral preparation is examined. Then particulate matter, also called the particle pollution, the term for a mixture of a solid particles and liquid droplets found in the air. Particulate matter is the sum of all the solid and the liquid particles suspended in the air, many of which are hazardous. This complex mixture includes both the organic and inorganic particles such as dust, pollen, soot, smoke, and the liquid droplets directly emitted. For the instance, when fuel is burnt and when the dust is carried by the wind, or particulate matter is a mixture of the particles and droplets in the air consisting of a 0.2 micrometer, although the 0.45 micrometer is also used as the cutoff size to define particles. Particulate matter present in the air is mainly of two types, viable particles and non-viable particles. The viable particulate matter, that is, these particles include lower living organisms such as algae, bacteria, molds, fungi, etc., and they are dispersed into the air. Then particulate matter monitoring. Following methods are commonly used for the monitoring particulate matter contamination, in that visual method, powder counter method, filtration method, and light blockage method. So the learning outcome from our today's session are the sterile dosage form. In that sterility testing, the learning outcomes are particulate matter monitoring, in that specially faulty seal packaging. Thank you.